Beletahunter Productions Publishing. Book Club Recommendations and Excerpt Reading. An agenda will be a brief welcome from me, a platform description about the day's discussion. I will present the book title. I will talk about the book's genre. I will give a little bit about the book as a book description. I will do an excerpt reading, and I will do a summary Q&A wrap-up. Welcome to Beletahunter Productions Publishing. My name is Tanya Hunter. I'm the one facilitating this learning today, as well as the one reading the excerpt. I hope that you enjoy this presentation. Thank you. I routinely make book recommendations for a reading. I always like to recommend the books that I've written for you to read. However, I often do other books as well. But for this platform today, it will be a book that I have written. I will do an excerpt reading from the book. I will give you the title and description for that book, as well as your options for purchasing the book if you care to do so. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Today's book is entitled 100 Ways to Make $1,000,000, written by Tanya Hunter. Today's book is a how-to book and a self-help book. Why this book? Most people will never see $1,000,000. That is unfortunate because $1,000,000 is not that much money, and $1,000,000 is not that difficult to make. Wow, what a statement. I made $1,000,000 just not all at once. But if you add up your salary over the last 20 to 30 years. Mad yet? Well, I have another statement for you that will make you very upset. And that statement is you have definitely made $1,000,000 for your employer. Having multiple streams of income will get you to $1,000,000 really fast. Chances are a big idea required a lot of time and a lot of investment, a buildup of hope for you and for others. A small idea is better. That is why I wrote the other book entitled How to Make $100 a Day. I caught a lot of flack for writing that book because people were stating that $100 was not a lot of money. $100 is not a lot of money. However, if you can master and figure out how to make $100 a day, you can figure out how to make $200 a day, how to make $300 a day, and so on and so forth. You can choose several different streams of income that can create $100. The fact that $100 is small is actually beneficial because it is small enough to do over and over again over a short period of time. So like I stated before, you do not have to think big. You do not have to think small. You just need to think differently. Okay, it is math time. A person can make $1,000,000 simply by selling 2,000 items or things for $500 each, or 500 items or things for $2,000 each. Now, the question that you should be asking yourself is what services or goods a person can sell that is worth $500 each and can sell 2,000 of those goods or services. Who can sell 2,000 items, right? That sounds like a lot of things to sell. Well, actually, that number is not that big. Well, what about starting out by figuring out how to earn $10 per item, then repeat that process 100,000 times? That is $1,000,000 too. This book explores many ways to achieve that. Also, this concept can be used to achieve any amount of money. You may not want or need $1,000,000. You may be happy with a $500,000. Instead of selling 2,000 items for $500 each, you can sell 1,000 items for $500 each or 2,000 items for $250 each. If you are looking at a 5-year plan, you can just earn $100 an hour for 40 hours a week, and you will have earned $1,000,000 at the end of 5 years. You may think that it is difficult to make $100 an hour. Well, there are several jobs that pay more than $100 an hour, but those professions do not come out and say that. Saying that you charge someone $100 an hour is a deterrent and may terrify a potential client. But if you say something like $65 per session for an individual, when the session is 40 minutes long, you are still valuing yourself at more than $100 an hour. That $100 an hour is the math you do in your head only. If I tell myself that I want to make $800 tomorrow, but I only plan to work for 8 hours, I know that I only charge $65 per session. 8 hours equals 480 minutes. I need to have around 13 individual sessions tomorrow, averaging me $100 an hour. Now, I can get creative with this and have something like a group session or a stacking session. Then I can charge each individual person $65 per session for a group of up to 13. Then I would have made my $800 in less than 1 hour. Your doctor probably charges you more than $100 an hour. Your lawyer definitely charges you more than $100 an hour. But guess what? Your lawn man charges you more than $100 an hour too. It doesn't seem that way to you because the lawn guy is charging you per job and not per hour. So if your lawn man charges you $45 to do your yard and it takes him less than 30 minutes, he has just valued his time at $100 per hour. So can you earn $1 million making $100 an hour? Okay, math time again. Math time. Full-time employment is 2,080 hours a year. Multiplied by $100 an hour. 40 hours per week times 52 weeks a year is 280 hours. 280 hours times $100 an hour equal to $208,000 a year. $208,000 a year times 5 years is $1,040,000. Make a point to never charge less than $500 for anything that you do. Get in the habit of increasing the value of yourself and your time. You can cater an event. You do not have to be a professional caterer either or a fancy chef to do it. You can agree to host or prepare a meal for a group of people. So if you know how to cook just a little bit, this is one avenue a person can use to generate some revenue. So how many meals need to be catered? The average catering services charges a flat fee or a fee per person. Some caterers also charge to deliver, set up, serve, and to clean up. Other caterers just prepare and deliver the food. A fair charge for an average event could range anywhere from $500 to $1,000. That being said, a person who charges $500 per event would have to cater 2,000 events to earn $1 million, which translates to more than 30 catered events per week. The caterer is going to be very busy, but not impossible. But if you, at the same time, decides to add extra services like setting up, providing plates, serving the guests, and cleaning up afterwards, then that caterer can charge more money. This would decrease the number of events needed to achieve $1 million. Hello. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to that. This is the part where we answer questions. So let's get started. Why did you write this book? Why this book? wanted to write this book because I was tired of people giving advice on how to be successful or how to do this and how to do that. But after reading that advice or attending one of their seminars, I always walked away still not knowing what to do. That is because their book or advice did not give a lot of information. Only thing it was doing is a lot of talking and a lot of testimonials. So a lot of people got up and said, I was living in my car and I'm rich. But it never really told you how they did it step by step by step. So I didn't like that. And none of the information was actionable as far as I was concerned. It was as if they just gave you vague advice and then you were still left broke and confused. They would tell you things like, you need a plan, you need a goal, find a problem that you can solve, find a goal and stick to it. Okay, yes, all of that is good advice, but it still didn't tell me what to do. I want to know step by step what I need to do. Step one, do this. Step two, do this, and etc. So I decided that if I were to give somebody advice on anything, I want to make sure that I told them exactly how to do it. It says, who is the intended reader? Okay, so once again, I would hope that everyone would enjoy reading my books. I think that the intended audience is anyone who enjoys reading and wants to find out more information. Of course, someone who wants to make $1 million should be interested in reading my book. Someone who has already made $1 million and wants to know how to make another $1 million will read my book to get more ideas on how to make $1 million. So the audience for this book is just anyone who is interested in the topic, anyone who is interested in making money, anyone who is interested in doing anything and finding out how to use a formula to achieve that goal. Okay, so it says, is there a digital format, audio print version of this book? This book only has print version, and that's on paperback. It says, where can I find or obtain a copy of this book? You can find a copy of this book on Amazon.com. You can go in under the author name. You can go in under the title of the book. And the title of the book is 100 Ways to Make $1 Million. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share this information with you today. I hope that you found the information helpful and useful and interesting. Once again, you can find me on my my Amazon author page. You can Google me, you can look me up, and you will find the various books that I've written on various topics. Thank you.